What's up? This is Miles. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a 23-year-old full-time Amazon arbitrage seller on the road to 3 million in sales in 2022. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a presentation I did with one of my friends' reselling groups, Toyfolio, on utilizing SellerAmp, the Google Sheets integration, and how to best prepare to crush Q4 this year with toys and everything like that. So let's jump inside my screen and find some profitable toys. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk through SellerAmp. I know a lot of you guys are interested in the seasonal side of things as well, as in the reason why we're all in here. But I'll hop on screen share, walk through how it works basically, and we'll get into like Q&A and stuff as we go with how it's applicable to you guys and anyone looking to scale arbitrage. What we're about to look at is purely the Chrome extension and the web app. There is also a mobile app component to it as well. It's actually in beta that there's directions to get on our website, but it's included in the 17 bucks a month. Based on it, but almost no one knows about the mobile app. It's in beta, but you can get it on your phone through like Tesla and whatever. There's info on our website in terms of how to get it. We'll mainly in this video be talking through the Chrome extension and web app side of things right here. So if we hop on screen share right here, take a look at just a basic Lego item. Had to do. We're here for Greg's group, so had to pull up, go off a Lego item right here, basically. But in terms of just manual sourcing in general, your starting point wants to be either an item you've already sold or just really any product from a reseller-friendly category, which could be like great value or category brand, right? Mostly brand, as in like Lego, great value, any of the toy brands for the most part, Nike, something like that, that your competition is going to be resellers. Because what SellerAmp's really helpful with is not just the profit calculator side of things, but the reverse sourcing side of things as well. And we're going to take a look at that, the storefront search and all that as we go right here. So just coming in, taking a look at basic. Sorry, I just meant to record a Zoom meeting and didn't do it last night. Okay, I'm just checking if I was on it. Good. On that. Yeah. So coming to a basic Amazon listing right here, we can see over on the right, we can see this is buy box and at $9 right here. Pretty typical. Come down and look at the keepa. Doesn't really matter in terms of that Amazon's on it right there. Not necessarily that this is something we're looking to sell, more so that it's just a starting point. And we know that the other people that are selling this are going to be other resellers, right? So they're going to be people that we want to compete with that might have other products that we can find at profitable prices via OA in this case, and ultimately RA, just building a database and stuff like that. But yeah, so over here, getting going in terms of looking at how SellerAmp works, right? So this is a Chrome extension. Over here, you just see all the information about it on BSR, estimated sales, max cost based on the ROI and like prep cost you input in the settings on the back end. On the website, if you want to see dimensions right here, check out this description. If you want to view the Amazon product page, which we're already on right here, one-click Google, which we'll get into a little bit as well. And then viewing it on the web app right here, this is another underutilized part of things, especially if you were looking for a lot of advanced metrics in a more organized place in terms of going deep on something right here. So it's a lot of similar stuff to what we'll look at just in terms of scrolling down on the Chrome extension, but the web app gets into, it's basically just more organized. Essentially, if you're looking to buy a lot of something, this would be the place to be to click into, specifically on like the wholesale side of things or potentially any big quantity buys. OA, and we can see, I've looked this up a few times today, just in terms of finding a starting point in terms of looking at the sentiment as well. It's another cool thing, which we want to actually take a look at. You can see your entire history. So like my buddy Warner, for example, his VAs, they've looked at like several 100,000 listings over like the 6 months or whatever they've been using it in their system and everything. I'm in like tens of thousands in terms of my own and just, sourcing with students and such right here, basically. But right, so we can see the quick info in the panel right here. We can see different stuff
right there. Where do you see your history?
Yeah, so it'd just be on the back end on like the selleramp.com site. It'll be interesting to see how much stuff you've looked through. Yeah. On it. Yeah. So just like in there, you can also add like your prep cost, any sales tag, different stuff like that might affect buy costs in different cases as well.
I put my prep cost in it, and the VAs are logged in through my SellerAmp, and so they're
multi-user
sourcing with
100%
prep cost in mind.
Yep, good. And that's the thing, right? See, that would be like, that's an immediate connect that is so relevant to pretty much all of us on different stuff. So absolutely, right? Scrolling down, we can see ranks and prices, some more interesting data right here. The top, this is obviously a great BSR 4K, right? Top 0.05%. We'd see if Amazon's on it, lowest FBA, lowest FBM. It appears there's no FBA people on it right now. Keep up BSR drops, important as well, ties into estimated sales. It is important to remember though that estimated sales is tied to a sales rank. Sales rank changes all the time. And that's why it's important to look at a greater data point, right? Which we got 30 days, 90 days, and we can see the current sales ranks 4K. But over the last 30 days, the average was 12K. Last 180 days, it seems like this is a newer item. So it's, a newer item. So it doesn't have a ton of data on this right here. And then scrolling down, we can see the alerts, whether or not you're eligible on it. It seems for whatever reason, I'm not logged into to Amazon right now on that. And then we can see the Amazon buy box share as well as IP potential stuff. Obviously, in this case, some stuff triggers that might not be normally seen. We know Lego probably isn't going to IP on that. We can see the standard size as well. Pulling down smaller view of the keeper right here. Another profit calculator, more advanced. Taking a look if you were looking to MF something, put that right in here as well on that. Also small and light. Very relevant for some wholesale stuff, some lower ticket arbitrage stuff as well on that. And then the Google Sheets feature, before we get into my favorite part, which is a storefront search, we can talk through the Google Sheets side of things as well, because this is something very few, at least to my knowledge, I think more and more SellerAmp users should be using right here. So we can see as you're going, it's super important to build logs of different stuff you're looking to sell, stuff that might not be good now, but will be good in the future. You have reasonable indication to assume it will be good in the future, different seasonal type items, as well as just a buy sheet ties in nicely with VAs and stuff that'll have access to your seller account or SellerAmp account and such as well right here. So we can see I have several different Google Sheets. I have the buy sheet, seasonal example, which is one reason for this because I don't want to show my whole seasonal buy sheet public on YouTube and such. On that as well as a check-in future sheet. And I've actually just started using this as the past week or so in terms of stuff I'm getting mixed in my my own business here. But for example, right, say you're coming across something, you find it on here, just one click, I can export to the seasonal example. And then we can come over here and it immediately populates right here with different, I haven't played with it too much in terms of getting the some of the different metrics in the back end of this, which would go through via just the SellerAmp backend on the site right here. But you can immediately export it to a sheet. VA can immediately export to a sheet. It helps you stay a lot more organized, specifically to compound the work you're doing with your sourcing. And there's so many cases of stuff that's close to being profitable that isn't, that you might let get away from yourself, where it might be a hoodie in that it probably isn't good right now in August, but there's a good chance in September it will be good. So you catalog that on like a check-in future type sheet as well. As there's obviously many other cases in terms of VAs having their own specific ones that are sourcing and stuff like that. So I definitely wanted to harp on the seasonal and just the Google Sheets side of things. I think it's something a lot more people should use. And it's just kind of another value add in terms of what we offer on that right here. All right, my favorite part, getting into the reverse sourcing side of things right here. So we can come down and we can see below the notes and tags on stuff right here. We can see the offers right here. We can see in terms of looking at who is selling it, right? Whether they're FBA, whether they're FBM, their stock counts. Well, obviously order limits sometimes mess with that. If someone has order limits on stuff that we know they're printing money on it for the most part, as well as the expected profit and ROI based off of max cost and ROI you would put in on your back end right there to see, and we can assume, what they're paying based on, ROIs and such on that. And then we can see, scroll down here, we can see their different review counts and such as well, and go ahead and open up. For the most part, I would want to be opening up mostly just the FBA people on something like this right here to avoid drop shippers and such right here. But getting in, we can open up these storefronts. And so now we're in the storefront search view. We can see it was important to check the reviews on this. Typically, I'll just open up everyone on things and then kind of filter down in terms of who I actually want to look through as well. But you would just open up. You can come in here, you can see their review count, their ASIN count, as well as all the brands they carry and all the categories they carry as well. So I'm a big fan of filtering down in here, specifically by brands in many cases, and especially a lot of you guys in here mainly focused on toys and stuff like that. In terms of the seasonal side of things, really helpful to be able to filter down both by category or by brands. We're working on some other stuff with this as well. And then scrolling down through someone's catalog, it's important to note that the stuff that immediately shows up in their catalog is typically going to be the lowest ranked, quickest moving, which might not always be the best stuff. And that's why, in my opinion, it's important to do what you can in terms of filtering down brands and categories and stuff, because almost everything in someone's catalog that has over 100 ASINs, the stuff that shows up immediately is just going to be stuff that's Amazon's on, that's moving really quick, that probably isn't going to be one of what you're going after. This right here, this guy is probably drop shipping, being that he has a ridiculous amount of ASINs and not a lot of reviews right here. So I'd probably click off this one, come over here, probably the same case, honestly, on this right here, and actually probably the same case as well. Might have to pull one of the recommendations at the bottom down here and see if we can find some people that are FBA and stuff right here. Let's come down. Let's see if there's anyone FBA. Okay, I have a much better feeling about this as some people being FBA here. Yeah, here we go. Right. Yeah, so you can see some of these right here. And then, yeah, there's going to be people FBA in this as well. Yeah, here we go. Right. So I'll pull someone that has, lower on their review count side. Things like this guy that's a ton, right? He's probably too advanced. He probably has too many ASINs and stuff that we're probably not going to look through as much right here. But then someone right here, 114 reviews, probably is going to be someone that we're relatively competitive with on this kind of stuff. And now this is a great example on stuff right here, a little bit more focus on different stuff right here. So we can filter down by category, filter down by brand as well, coming in here and ultimately taking a look at some other items on this. And once again, feel free if anything comes up, any questions on such. Someone has to yeah, get themselves muted right here. My bad. All right, cool. There we go. Right here. Sounds good on that. Yep. So we can just filter in by specific brand right here and see what others are offering, right? So now the key is scrolling down here. We can see the BSR, we can see the max cost, the offer count, the buy box, all this as well as a look inside the Keepa. So you're immediately disqualifying stuff as you're coming down here and only opening listings that fit your velocity criteria, Keepa criteria, as well as potential max costs. Like me personally, I don't really like to sell anything that's under 20 bucks if I can help it on that. So I'm not even going to open up anything that's under 20 bucks right here. But you can pull, like, let's see, all right, Barbie, for example, right here. So I personally want stuff that Amazon's not on that's over 20 bucks right here. And that's a sub 50K rank personally on this. So the toys would be a little different just for sake of example right here. So I can see pulling up this one right here. I can see that coming down here, we can see 38K rank, lower estimated sales because in the toy category, it's a little higher of a rank. In there, I'd want to pay, you know, like if I can pay $8, gonna make a great ROI on this, $9 right here. And then so as I'm going through different storefronts, I'm opening up what they're carrying, right? I'm filtering down to specific types of stuff I like to carry, and then only opening stuff that fits my velocity and price criteria. And the key with this is we're only opening up stuff that fits velocity and price criteria, but we're seeing everything they carry. And that's the difference between some of the different automation tools that exist and everything is it can be difficult to find stuff where the UPC doesn't match the ASIN, different bundles, different times when there's multiple listings for the same product, which actually happens on a lot of Legos. You see that, Greg? Just literally just multiple listings on the same item, just sometimes just shouldn't exist, but it just does. And that's the kind of thing that it's going to be difficult for any like automation tools to pick up on, especially if the title's off, the picture's off, and you're going to see it all from here, right? Especially when you get down and dirty filtering the type of products that you like to carry, whatever that might be on this. So like, here we go. What the protocol is just coming. We find a listing we like right here, verify the velocity, the Keepa, the stability, all that, and then just going ahead and just one-click Google searching it essentially, right? Right here, when you hop over to Google Shopping, typically what I like to do, and then we can identify, in this case, it's looking like there's not any matches, hence why I think there was actually relatively high competition on this right here, checking out some of these different listings, right? And so we can see just hopping over, these guys have also a bunch of listings right here. On that, we'll pull up, open up some of the more the FBA people on these and see what else people are carrying in here. And we can see people are heavily niched down. I'm heavily niched down as well, mainly like shoes, clothing, apparel, that kind of stuff right here. So it's similar in that a lot of these people are going to be carrying lots of similar types of brands that you guys like to carry if you're interested in toys, and vice versa. So that's what can make it easy to narrow down on specific listings right here and everything like that. So we can see same deal, probably too many ASINs right here, a bunch of reviews as well. A lot of reviews right here. This guy's a rock star right here on that. And you can see Intex right here, potentially some it kind of brings us back to some of the pool days right here. They're actually low rank on this too. Right, so we can see what's up with this one right here. Pull up some of these other ones, a little high rank there, kind of high rank there as well. Pretty cheap too. I doubt we're paying $6 for that. Yeah, not the case. Okay, I don't know what tanked that so much. Let's see, we can open up some of these other brands right here. Jurassic World right here, and see some of these are bringing me back to the to last year a little bit on some of these SKUs right here. I'm not super familiar with, but I know I've seen in the past right here. So we're gonna put this one as well. It's over $20 right here. On that, just gonna move the Zoom chat out of here as well. Plus $20 right here. I'm so not familiar with toy sales rank, so I know I'm going to be screwing myself with the estimated sales on some of this stuff right here, just because this is probably the category I operate in the least outside of Q4 on this kind of stuff, right? But we immediately see here, actually pretty decent sales rank on that, but I just estimated sales a little bit lower. But we can see here on the Keepa, sure this does great. Q4, wow, the rank actually didn't go down that much. This on Q4 right here, surprisingly. On that, I wonder why on that. It's like one of the rare toys I've ever seen that example on, right? But see 26 right here. So we can pay in like the $15 range. Be good on that one. I can hop right over here. head to shopping, see what it's carried for here. 21. Not sure if that's the same item right there. Probably not going to fit on that. All right, and that's literally just a numbers game of going through as much as possible, basically right here. Competition's pretty low on that. Ranks a little bit better here, so we want to pay like 13-ish range on this. And where my competitive advantage comes in on a buying perspective is I'm really good at sourcing with coupons and different stuff like that. So manual sourcing combined with good coupon knowledge, which takes a little while to accumulate on that, it can really create a good opportunity on stuff as well. And someone needs to mute themselves right here. My bad. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so right, it's literally just a volume game of opening up listings that fit your velocity and price criteria. And like I said, I've looked up tens of thousands of products on my own specific one right here as well on that, right? It's literally just opening up as many listings that fit your velocity and rank and price criteria, and then going ahead and just one click Googling them into Google Shopping, cross-referencing that data and seeing what happens here. 2020 model airbag. This is looking very promising right here. Now something has to be off though, because it's not just 12 on here selling for this much. 12 on that. Intex Durabed here. I don't know. Oh, is this out of stock? I know it's in stock right here. Let me see if there's a listing for this. Right, you can get creative, right? There's some times you can literally just right click on it, it comes up. It's actually going to be close if this is the right thing. Right here. Oh, we only have one image of this though, so I'm not super confident. It might be the kind of thing I would order and
I think I just saw it on the Amazon page. Like it's a different color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me pull that there. Yeah.
Like that right
here. Twin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, twin. Okay. Well, this perfect example right here. So this is surprised there's not more people on this. I don't know. I might be off on something here, but yeah, 2022, no sales tax. It could be that this is really big, and like I can actually verify the dimensions right here. Wait, okay, yeah, so this is very heavy. So this would be on a little bit more of expensive side to ship, but depending on the situation, FBA wise, maybe, I don't know how big the package is on this either, right here. Yeah, 75 looks pretty big right here, 12.4. Maybe these could fit in the same box on this. Not sure how big the box ends up being and having trouble contextualizing it even with the dimensions on here, right? But say 5 of those fit in a box, it's then $2 shipped to FBA, 14 on that, 20% ROI. I'm sure this probably moved a little bit higher in the past on such over time. Was Amazon on this at one point? Oh, little COVID pricing in there back in the day. Yeah, the rank was a lot higher on this too. Let's see the year over time. Oh, so this was right in wow, this is 2019. This popped off on, yeah, 2018, 2019, right there. And everything right there, that would have been a very profitable cost in that. And this is the kind of thing, right? Just seasonal, right? Next summer, it's the kind of thing that probably the rank goes down as well on here. We can see that's clearly happened over the last year. That coming into the summer right there. Ultimately pulling it. We can then pull up people that have tons of listings. Damn, this guy's 42,000 reviews right here. And pulling up, see what else he's carrying. This guy's all on this Intex stuff right here. And then ultimately just pulling up listings as well that Amazon's not on my case, what I'm looking for. Verify velocity from the BSR, the buy box price, preferably checking out the offer count as well, and going out and just looking through as many listings as possible basically on this. I think this actually, yeah, this can have a shot right here. This is the right thing. Floating water seat. I think this is possibly the same thing. It's a little off. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, and it's a setup too as well. See if they just Academy. Oh, and this is a different brand as well. Yeah. Right here on that. So like what I'll do, for example, is I can just pull up like any Nike shoe right here. This is my jam. I'll just open up something like this. Not a new tab though. And then what I'll do is I'll go in, take a look at all the other FBA sellers. And then because I'm a big fan of being very niche, right? Because we can do all those filters on the different storefronts and such, opening up people that are pumping them FBA, and then going out and seeing what else they're carrying and such like that, basically filtering down, finding different listings that fit the criteria and all that and everything. On that. Yeah, so I think it ultimately comes down to the big parts of the storefront search, right? Especially coming down seasonal, right? Some of the more hot items, right? Especially if you're willing to merch fill like me on different stuff, checking out what people are moving right in December and now with back to school seasonal times, all that and everything. But yeah, that's basically the gist of how it works and everything like that in terms of storefront search, profit calculator, a little bit of web app action. There's the mobile app as well that's included in the $17 a month. You get access to all 3 tools essentially on that. But yeah, basically that's essentially how it works in terms of the all those features we know and love. So I missed anything, or we got some grill me with some OA questions or anything like that?
Yeah. Do you ever start with like keep a product finder and like niche down the filter of what you're looking for and then go in?
Yeah,
You
so
always-
personally, the way I think about it is the best, like in terms of getting a good filter on something, the best filter is something you've already sold. You know what I mean? Something you've successfully sold, that being the starting point to then reverse source off of. If that was what you meant on that, like finding a starting point.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, you were saying like Nike shoes, like is
Yeah.
your thing. So instead of like finding a seller that sells a lot of Nike shoes, would you ever like go and keep a product finder and filter down to like a certain
Oh,
sales,
and yeah,
sales-
I should. That's a great idea. Yeah, 100% I should. That makes a ton of sense, right? Because you could see the, you know, the offer counts as well on there. Yeah, 100%. And then pull those up as essentially a storefront or a catalog of stuff that does fit your velocity and BSR criteria as well. I think that makes a ton of sense.
One thing that I've had success with it is going to a retailer's website and then doing the search.
Yes,
reverse it.
yeah, I can pull that up.
Can
Yeah.
you show them how
Yes.
to do that?
Yeah, right here, pulling something like this up. It doesn't always work, but I have a feeling if I just do like, yeah, I'll just do a Lego item right here. Yes, 100%. I actually didn't even know about this till super recently right here. So we can pull up something like this. We can just hop in and it's just right here, SaaS Smart Search on this. And then we go, and then it just pulls it up initially on the site right here, right there. So that's pretty cool on that. Yeah, that's one of the main features, and it's not necessarily like it's more manually sourcing oriented in terms of combining that with reverse sourcing. I do a ton of stuff like that when it's something that's on sale. Like there's been a big eSpace sale recently and stuff like that, and some potentially toy clearance online, all different types of stuff like that. But yeah, the smart search, that probably is the most underutilized feature of any of this stuff.
I found that it just saves a bunch of time because used to, or back in the olden days, you had to like copy and paste the like description and then go into like open up a separate Amazon tab and do it like. And if you have your filters, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have your filters set up in SellerAmp correctly, you can basically source it without going to Amazon because
depending. Yeah, and you like I verifying Keepa and such like that, it doesn't always come up, but yeah, it definitely helps. It helps cut down the process, especially when you get coupons involved. But then a lot of the stuff I do is a very variation based, so that wouldn't be as possible on something like that because I'd have to get a little bit more detailed in the Keepa and such on something like that. But yeah, that makes a ton of stuff on stuff that doesn't have variations like that 100%, and just manually going through when sites have different sales going on as well. It's absolutely the way.
Okay, how does that? Okay, question. How does that work then? Does it search by image? Is that how it does it?
Yeah. So you would click on the image. So yeah, for the most part, and that's another caveat in that if the image doesn't match, which it in many cases on actually a lot of good listings, it doesn't, there's going to be a manual component as well. And that comes back to why I'm such a fan of the storefront side of things, because you're only coming to initially good listings and you're not going to miss anything where the picture doesn't match because you're going to see all of it in the scroll down menu once you filter something in. But yeah, that would potentially be a complication in terms of manually going through it on a sale on the site. Sweet. That's totally a good question here. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's been multiple times where I've like searched like a toy on Walmart and, it brings up the results in SellerAmp on the side. And there are, like you said, like there's some duplicate listings and you have to go in to both of them and find the right one.
And the nice part is, yeah, in many cases, both of them will be good, or totally one will be good, one won't be on stuff. And that's why it's nice being that you get all that data in terms of just seeing someone's catalog and you miss none of that when so many other things would miss stuff like that in terms of title not matching, pictures not matching and all that. But yeah, there's so much gold and weird inefficiencies that shouldn't exist that do on Amazon, and then those types of products basically.
Is there like sorry, Greg.
Go ahead.
Is there like tutorials and stuff about some of the different features that you have once you're a member or whatever?
Yeah, 100%. And prior, I mean, we have tons of content out there. We got the YouTube as well, and then there's educational stuff on the site as well that would walk through some of the specifics. Like I said, we didn't even get into the mobile app and different stuff like that, which is, you know, a whole new thing in terms of retail arbitrage and such. But yeah, you want to get your sheets configured right, some of the filters in terms of like your prep cost, different stuff that, you know, goes in that. Your estimated shipping to Amazon can also be one of those back end things as well on that, which is pretty helpful stuff in terms of just making it more efficient and knowing the exact numbers.
Yeah, it's very similar to RevSeller, but with a little bit few more bells and whistles. Is basically what I found. Is that it has
So on the profit calculator side of things, but like in terms of like, you know, reverse sourcing and different stuff like mobile app, I don't consider it too comparable, just off the nature of that the majority of my time spent using it is in the storefront search side of things.
Do you have so you're mostly starting the reverse source from other sellers. Do you have
like a listing that I've sold or something that's performed better, but that's like regular, like routine. And then when something like a big sale on a website's happening, that's like totally just going manually through the site as well.
But I guess my question is, do you have a criteria of what type of seller you're looking for? Like, do you like a certain number of views you target? Like nothing under 50 reviews or nothing over like 5,000? I mean, do you have like a sweet spot that you found is the best?
Yeah, honestly, typically I'll just open up everyone, just because reviews can be so misleading, and that it might just be that someone's been on Amazon for 10 years and then it turns out they actually don't have a ton of ASINs, or you know, they could have a ton of ASINs and be brand new. Typically I'll just open up everyone. I think I used to be a lot more I guess like I just restricted a lot more in terms of who I was opening, but you get such a quick view, and especially maybe a potential update would be adding like their ASIN count or something right when it pops up on the review count potentially. I think that would be a cool thing. I just basically cut off the dome in terms of a potential update or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, I'll just open up everyone and then quickly filter down, just because ASIN counts and review counts, and it's also like, do they carry relevant products to you? And the only way to find that is opening them.
All right, you talk about being able to do the coupon stuff, right? Is there an option to put that into your calculator?
Yeah, so so I'll can pop in right here. So it'd be down here. Although a lot of coupons are like 15 off 99 that I like to use and stuff like that, so that wouldn't be as relevant. But yeah, you can just one click and discount different percentages right in here on all that. Which, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I actually didn't even mention that because I don't typically go that route on the calculator myself. I could just do like the mental math for whatever reason, but yeah, it definitely exists there, and I guess I should use it more as well.
Can you spend a few minutes talking about coupons? Like, do you have certain sites that help you find better discount codes? Like, I mean, are you just going solely off of coming to the web page's homepage and looking at the top and seeing what coupons they offer? Or are you digging around Google for
digging, man. Digging. Yeah, so you want to have Rakuten, Capital One Shopping, Top Cashback, and Cooper, which almost no one has Cooper. I actually just learned about it like this last week or two as well. Additionally, if you just search like Foot Locker, I can literally do it right here and pull up the screen share. Foot Locker coupons on Google right here. It literally pops up a domain redirect right here, and you find a 20% off code immediately right there. And sure, right, there might be exclusions, whatever. It's better than nothing though. On stuff. And so it's a lot of, almost none of it is from those couponing sites like Honey, for example. It's a lot of digging like that. It's a lot of email sign up coupons as well, like 10% and stuff. If anyone out there's listening and you don't have what's called a catch-all setup, it's just catch AAL, all one word. You can look up like a Google tutorial, and that's basically an infinite email generator. That's catch-all, for anyone who didn't catch that the first time on that. But you definitely want to have one of those set up as well, so you can get infinite of those 10% off codes, those new account creation codes, all that kind of stuff, which there's tons of gold in that kind of stuff as well.
So with that, are you having to create a new account every time you check out?
No, that's the key. You basically, there's like a lot of good tutorials. It's kind of hard to visualize and explain, but essentially you buy a domain and then make an email. Like, so there's one new account creation in it, one new inbox, or even an existing inbox if you already have a purchasing email, and then you set it up so everything that goes to at that domain that you bought redirects to that inbox. So it could be miles123, 12 miles, miles12, anything, any random combination of letters at that domain on an email plugged into a coupon or a new account creation would redirect that domain. So that's great for getting around order cancels too, in terms of switching up the emails on stuff.
So you don't have to have the account. It'll just forward it to the account that you have, like on a domain.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you don't need to create a new you're just adding in a random email at the domain you own, and it automatically redirects that inbox. It's like, yeah, you're essentially like I've gotten, I guess at this point, hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings on stuff like that. I'll put a link to the tutorial in the chat.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you definitely want to get one of those set up. I'll show the screen share as well for the people watching the replay. In terms of that, this is actually a guy I work with now to grow his OA side of things right here. Everyone go watch this tutorial. Right, it's like $6 a month. The first time you use it, it'll make back your money on that basically. But yeah, that's something that's like really big in the shoe world, and now it's getting kind of mainstream to the reselling world. Everyone set one of those if you haven't already. It's so helpful in the email sign up coupons, avoiding order cancels, new account creation, coupon codes, all that kind of stuff. Sweet. Yeah. Any other questions?
You guys do a free trial, or how do you guys do it?
Yeah. So there's a 2-week free trial at SellerAmp.com. It's $17 a month after that for the basic on that. So you can try it out completely free, see if it fits the criteria and all that here.
So what's the basic compared to what else is there?
Yeah. So the upgraded version is additional scans as the main value in it. Basically, you get I think it's up to 1,000 in the basic version. On top of 1,000 a month would be, it's like $6 more basically to unlock unlimited.
Miles,
oh, what's up, Debbie?
Does it work for Canadian marketplace?
Yes. Yeah. So worldwide, VAs can use it, all of it. Yep.
Perfect. Thanks.
100%. Yeah. You so Europe and arbitrage up there in Canada as well, or are you doing US marketplace too?
I do both marketplaces, and
cool.
I send a lot of stuff back and forth across the border. I find that really works really well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's neat. That's neat stuff. Yeah. Good to hear. Yeah. So it's worldwide friendly.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions? Now's your time to ask Miles anything.
Oh, well, they can hit me on Twitter too. I'm always, Joe and I are always, and Adam are always bantering on the timeline and such on that.
Yeah. Adam just said that SellerAmp is a must buy. Highly recommend it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I found a lot of use out of it too in the last couple of months.
100%.
Definitely good work y'all are doing. Appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys for supporting 100%.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Any more questions, guys? All right. Well, if you don't have anything, Miles, I'll let you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. Yeah, and I just also want to plug, Greg and I have a really good podcast episode from last December on the Buy Box Bandit, so you guys ought to check that as well. We'll have to run another one these next few months. We need the Q4, the Buy Box Bandit Q4 boot camp with the guy. We'll have to set that up. I'm gonna hit you up about that if you.
Yeah, hit me up about a basic webinar too.
True. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sounds good then. Yeah, thanks for having me on, everyone. You can, if you have any other questions, you can check us out, selleramp.com. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Flips for Miles, Anna, and all that. Thanks, guys.